Okay, folks, as you can see, I have Valentine with me again today, and we actually recorded a video a couple of days ago, and there were computer issues which now are resolved, and it did not go up. I mean, obviously, and that was about the red alert on the Hawaiian volcano. But right now, he is just aching to talk about the royal wedding and its significance. So,
Yes,
Valentine,
yes.
take that away.
Wonderful, Ron. Wonderful to see you. And yes, we did do that video, and we will continue to go on and talk about the Big Island on the next video on that to update it. And we'll update everything, like you said. But yeah, I'm so excited to talk about the royal wedding. This royal wedding it's never been done before. It's a U.S. and Harry being from the United Kingdom and Markle, which is her name's Meghan Markle, was this actress that out of nowhere, she's black and white, and they talk about fractured of families. They talked about uniting love and bringing love together, and that when you fall in love, they said everybody came because you fell in love, and we follow. Meaning, Prince Charles acted very different. He walked down Meghan Markle because the father couldn't make it. He had a heart attack over here in the United States, whatever, and he was going to get a heart thing. So he wanted to be there, but the fracture of the family you could see with the wife and Meghan's mom, right? But the uniting of what they said was unprecedented. People are gonna be talking about this. They said it's never been done before, where Harry wants to. He spoke up to the media and everything because they started on Meghan being from the U.S. and she was black, and they called her all these different names from N on. And he just came in with the press and said, "Look, I dealt this with my mom, with Princess Diana, and they're both like a power couple, like what Diana did. Now Harry wants to do with Meghan, and you could see the love in their eyes. You could see it. They just smile at each other."
Well, one of my neighbors, I have to interject something here because one of my neighbors I ran into in the hall this morning,
Yeah,
and she was all talking about the royal wedding, and I said, the royals are a bunch of frauds.
right.
But what you're saying now, she and I did not go into that at all. But that really, you've now picked my interest
Yeah, I'm
because
telling
it
you.
sounds different than what we would consider normal.
Yeah, no, this was way off the charts. It was like it was only 200, was it 600 people were invited. Now the other royals is 2,000 people was the last one with Kate, right, and William. So they were in a small setting where with 600 people. They had people from the United States. George Clooney was there. They didn't care, celebrities. They came in. They didn't care. This was their day. George Clooney, Oprah, they wouldn't have them speak.
Oprah was there?
Oh, yeah, Oprah was there. Venus Williams, the tennis player, with her guy there in England as a special thing, because I think she married someone from England, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that the one that was transgender?
No. Venus Williams, the tennis champion around the worldwide.
Okay.
Yeah, and I tell you, you talk about diverse and bringing people together. This couple coming together with the fire. This bishop, his name is I think it was Perry at the end, and I have his name and everything. But he's from Chicago. They had a gospel singing. The Royals are looking like, is this happening? But they were willing to go through this because Harry, with losing his mom, Princess Diana, they wanted everything to go in however he wanted, and Meghan for this day. They had 3 networks. I taped each 3 of them to see the difference, and I stayed up and watched it live till 5 o'clock in the morning.
And then I go and I wake you up a little bit after that.
I had a power nap.
Well, I've done lots of those.
Yeah, but I tell you, the message was about the fire and the brothers and sisters to bring in. You're my brother. The love that this bishop for 15, 20 minutes was talking about what I speak about, the diamonds of love. He was saying the fire of love, when you fall in love, we need to unite our neighbors. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You know.
He was talking all that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Now you're making me want to go back and look at it. I haven't paid any attention to it.
Yeah, that's why it was so, when I was getting ready, he said, you got to talk about the big island later, and this royal wedding needs to be shouted out around the world about uniting our love. I mean, they had 100,000 people on the lawn. The greenery and everything, is the oxygen and all, it's so alive there because they keep everything so green, like the gardens and, I mean, the houses. Now, I love to see castles. I have something about castles, and someone said to me, well, you lived in a castle and you worked
past life, yeah.
Past life. I don't know if you had any feeling, but I feel drawn with horses, castles and those drawbridges. Anytime I see anything with castles, it's like I'm just enthralled. Like I know I've been there. Yeah. But getting back to this bishop, oh my God, from Chicago. I know that they were shocked because Meghan, because she was against anything with shooting or killing anything. She won't, like Diana. She's like at 36, when Diana crossed over, she's taking over and making changes, and they're accepting her into the family. I've never seen Prince Charles be so nice, and I think he mellowed out or whatever. He walked her down the aisle. The father wasn't able to make it, right?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, the mom, I mean, she was just like so supportive towards her daughter, and seeing all the people united, even though being fractured in the family, that her husband couldn't be there, her ex-husband, Thomas, it didn't matter because the love was so penetrating. He said, we can go through, we could put down our arms from war. We don't have to fight anymore. We could unite. This bishop just kept pounding, meaning radiating about the fire of love and the power of love and what love can do for the world right now, what the world can do in any situation and melt away and unite us as brothers and sisters. And he just went in and said, now we're brothers and sisters. And people did their mouths, they didn't know what to say. Some of the royals looked and all, and I guess they were not used to that. They weren't used to gospel singers singing Stand By Me like in church.
So that Stand By Me was one of the songs?
Yes, Stand By Me, and it was done in the gospel because I was with the Calvary Tabernacle Choir in New Jersey and New York, the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. I was a tenor. So I was so I know about gospel, and Whitney Houston was the one that was, and I'm very connected with Whitney Houston when she crossed over, and singing in all the churches and all that.
Well, I used to be a gospel music promoter.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I've met the Blackwood Brothers and the Oak Ridge Boys and the Statesmen and J.D. Sumner and the Stamps and the Couriers, and
really?
I mean, I used to promote that way back.
Wow, what a gift! So you got to see this the clips on YouTube on the wedding. You'll be spellbound, like you said with your neighbor. I can't get over it. I'll be talking about this, I don't know, till it gets out of my system.
I have to go apologize to my neighbor because I just put her off.
Yeah, tell her what came of it and everything, that, what the excitement, the enthusiasm of seeing a couple when we all fall in love, and you could see them shining through the love. No matter what was being said, it united them even more with that giggle, when we fall in love and everything. But the mature love with this couple, she's 36, he's 33. He wants to follow in his mom's footsteps, Princess Diana, in Africa. They flew to Africa. They did a movie on them depicting what they're in Africa. That's what she does.
What did they show the Queen? What was her reaction in this thing?
her reaction and everything was whatever you want to do, she was fine with.
I mean, her facial expression and stuff. Did they show much? Did they show her?
Yeah, she was like, I'll tell you, I think I've never seen anything like it. That she had these Snickers. They were trying to get all these. I think she was like really pleased. She's really close to her grandson and wanted this to be the best for him. Whatever is right for him, that he can go on and have a life with this woman, Megan. She accepted into the royal family. This is a huge step for all the races coming together, uniting. You can see the people. They flew in from the United States, Ron. The women from California, from New York. All the spectators, they allowed to come in to be at the chapel because there's only 600 invited. You got, what's his name? Elton John was there, right?
Wow.
Elton John is going to sing or whatever.
This could be a potential of healing.
Yeah, well, that's what it was.
That's what I'm hearing.
The power of love through healing. He said we could heal anything, and he kept talking about the quote from Martin Luther King about uniting and bringing our brothers and sisters together. He quoted him. It ignited me because this is my life's work, Ron. Your life's work about making the change and uniting people together. That's why it's so upfront to speak about, and you need to see it. Honestly, you need to see because of the gospel, you did the promoting, but and I'm telling you, the people, the broadcasters from CBS, NBC, Today's Show, they were all spellbound what they were seeing. You could tell.
Was Trump there?
No, Trump was not there.
Okay,
no.
I was wondering.
Yeah, no, Trump wasn't there. But they, like I said, they had these major people that we would see in the public eye that you would think that would stir up it didn't even touch the love that what this bishop was saying and how they gave the rings together, which they generally don't do with the royals. They do it in another way. They handed the rings together and then he wrapped them together when they said their vows and all. But when he said their vows, these two people, Harry and Meghan, you could see the snickering, and when someone's in love, it's all over their face, all over their souls, like streaming out, and they just unite together, hugging people. She hugs people she hugs our family. She hugs everybody from all the workers that are. She comes and hugs. She's a hugger, like Princess Diana, reaching out and interested.
Well, I hope they don't kill her.
No, I don't think so, because Harry said I have to protect her, and went up against the media, and he stopped everything because they really were trying to belittle her when she is a self-made woman herself, and she's a feminist, and she goes on a platform and speaks on a platform. Now it's on a world platform. She was doing it in the U.S. and the world. Now she has to join together with Harry. That's what he wanted. Now, Harry invites his ex-girlfriends, and she was okay with it. And they were talking, ex-girlfriends were very close and everything, and she was okay with it because she knows herself. She's been prepared herself. She married someone. She was married. She married a film director, and she was years ago that she got out of that relationship, and it was a blind. There was a blind date that she's going to meet someone. She didn't know it was going to bring the person. They won't bring the person's name up. They felt that Prince Harry should meet Meghan, the actress from the U.S., and they had philanthropy of helping Africa. They embrace Africa, just like Princess Diana. They kept showing all the information of Princess Diana of all the charities and what she's involved in, and where Meghan is moving forward and Harry together, right?
What's Meghan's last name?
Markle, and she sparkles.
Is it Markle?
Yes, yes. and she sparkles. They say she just sparkles wherever she goes, and they have the carriage. They're in person. They're not distance from people. They went through this mile. It took 20 minutes or so in the carriage, and they go through this. All the 100,000 people. They're in person with them. They flew in from all over the world just to be in person and feel the energy of Meghan and Harry of being in love. People flew from all walks of life to be there just to have a glimpse of them coming around the corner and they're just ignited with this love. You can't touch it. You know, when
wow,
you can't touch it. You could see it all over me and how I'm expressing it. It's something will stay with me. I'll be speaking about this for quite some time outside of the video, like internally saying we can make some changes. And they said, looks like there can be some changes in the royal family with Meghan and Harry is stepping up to it.
Well, you know, they just had a vote in the UN, and the United States and Australia and one other country, 3 countries didn't vote. United States being one of them and Australia being another one. I can't remember what the third one was. But I think England voted actually to go with the resolution. I could have that wrong, but I thought, well, that speaks well of Brexit and what's happening in England. And I had the computer issues that I had. I just was with my friend from England today working on my computer issues.
Yeah. And did he say anything at all?
No, he didn't. We didn't talk about the wedding at all.
Oh, they're celebrating in the the local pubs, but they have this this power of love. I want to talk about. I was with Power of Love, the song with Luther Vandross. I was actually with him in California for the AIDS for Children. Luther Vandross, Power of Love. His management came to me because Luther needed healing. And I said, Luther, he's being interviewed. He's right next to me. And his management said, we want you to come to the trailer. We want you to help out Luther. The power of love. I was very connected. When I spoke with him, I go, I'm from the East Coast, I'm from the East Coast and West Coast. And he goes, I have a home on the East Coast and West Coast. And we connected, Luther and I. And the management saw I could help him because he was going through something personal. And I was just in the power of love. Huey Lewis is the one that sings Power of Love. But Luther Vandross, along with, what's his name? He started out with David Bowie. I didn't know that. But he was the singer with David Bowie, with the gospel and everything, with the voice of his. He had quite a voice, Luther Vandross.
I don't. The name doesn't ring any bells for me.
Oh yeah, well, you talk about God. You talk about promoting and all. You look up Luther Vandross and you'll see who he is. It's like Elton John to people around the world. It's like that. You know what I mean? So
well, J.D. Sumner and the Stamps, they sang backup for Elvis Presley in many of his concerts. So I mean, and these are people that I've actually met in person.
Wow. Isn't that's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. I think they were playing things regards to Elvis about love, about bringing love together. Also, I think with they started bringing things out about Elvis Presley. I remember seeing that.
Some people say he's still alive. I don't believe it, but
you never know. You never know, right? You never know. It could be a great escape. Like Ocean's 13, 14. Bring them out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to the, it's something. I'm glad I taped it because a lot of people weren't going to stay up. They said, and the people that they were being interviewed with Entertainment Tonight, they said, no, we're standing by and we're gonna see it. They were introducing all the celebrities. They didn't care. The royal family just cared about whatever Harry, the grandson, wanted. Because of what he went through, he was not doing okay with his mom. What happened to his mom? And
that was awful what they did to her, and that was a contrived thing. I mean, they set that up.
Yes,
the royal family was involved in her death.
Yeah, and I think I think what has happened now, I think the change has happened where they see that they wanted to make a change. And I think that Harry has come forward with this Meghan that is sparkle. She's a sparkle of light in the world. And Harry just sits there and protects her. He was in his military uniform to get married. I couldn't believe it. And
Oh, wow.
And they had the procession with I don't know, it was 100 horsemen. That they have a procession with the military, with their outfits all together. It was something you never seen before, like a fairy tale, of everybody in a line, and you could see them all smiling and catching this diamonds of love. Talk about. We got a sparkle from the U.S. that came into England and made changes along with the bishop, that the fire of love, he said, the power of love can do anything, can make changes. And everything was all races there. I never seen so many gospel singers, 50 of them, singing Stand By Me. And I could see people were in awe of what was happening with the royals, that they said this is unprecedented. They'd never seen anything like in a royal wedding ever. What they saw about the power of love and uniting the forces with a prince and a princess. And Harry's the sixth in line, sixth in line.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, the only way he'd make it is if some of the ones ahead of him started dropping dead.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't know that it's going to happen either.
Yeah.
Maybe the better thing would be for them to repent.
Yes. I agree. And I know that people would say, oh, well, what are you going to do? But I'll tell you, by what they saw last night, there was like not a pin dropped when you could see the sparkle, the light of Meghan and Harry just locking and soul to soul and looking at people and just sparkling together. She sparkles and he unites with her, and he protects her, and he just goes forward, and like
Wow.
he's just, yeah. I'm so just touched by the presence of what I saw. It is off. There's no words for it. And they talked about God so much that I think the royal wedding got like blitzed with this bishop, Curry. I think it's Perry, and I wrote it down, and I don't know if it's Michael Perry. It sounded like Curry to me, like the basketball player.
And that's the bishop from Chicago, Michael Perry?
Michael Perry. It sounds like Curry, but it was Perry, because when I heard it again, I think they would have said something. And I made a note and said, gospel choir, any shape of love, power of love, show it, write about it. The source. He talked about the source, power of love. He said God could live in that love, God itself. True love is found, he said. God is love, power to heal, lift up, upliftment, motivate, power to show how to live in love. That's all the message was. And that's why it ignited me, because that's my life's work. That's why you see me speaking about it this morning. And you, couple, fell in love. Then when the couple fell in love, the feeling of falling in love.
I can remember, but it's a distant past.
Yeah, okay. And a lot of people felt that too. But be with this couple, seeing the love, we all showed up. We showed up, millions and millions and billions of people watching on the planet. I'm telling you, you'll see. This is going to be spoken and continue. Love thy neighbor as yourself. Love yourself. It was all about the love and how we could break the bondage of war. And Jesus, he talked about unconditional. God is unconditional. Love is for the world. Lay down your shields. He said, treat each other as family. That fire. He said, we are brothers and sisters. Stand by me. The song. And it went on. And not a peep. Not a peep. People didn't look or snicker. I mean, certain ones like that. They were like
spellbound, it sounds like.
They were spellbound. They didn't know this was gonna, come about. I guess they had no idea that this was gonna unfold the way it unfolded. And if it did,
it certainly has aroused my curiosity.
Oh, good.
And I got to go apologize to my neighbor for putting her off.
Yeah. And I'm just so happy that you called, because I said, well, I'm opened up. But I'll tell you, Elton John was like looking and everything. I saw David Beckham, the soccer player. He's taking pictures with people online. They're all uniting people. Like, I'm telling you, I've never seen people come together when they interviewed from all around the world that came there for the purpose just to be with that sparkle, that light, to light the world. That's what the message was about, lighting the world from England, the U.S., Canada. They had everyone with the flags from Canada, U.S., around the world, speaking about love, uniting our brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I remember who the third country was that voted against the UN thing, and that was Israel, of course.
Okay.
Makes sense, right? Israel, United States, and Australia. That Australia surprised me.
Is that right? That they were there too? I think.
Well, I've been in Australia. You know that.
Yes, I do. I do know that. But I'll tell you, the history of being in that church with 600 people, just an intimate setting, was so empowering, and people could feel it. I could feel it through the television. I'm in another 12 hours away. Yeah, I'm 12 hours away, right? And I got HD and everything. I was like, I'm seeing more than people that are there. I'm telling you, you're like, I was engrossed in it. Well, I was just gonna go tape it, watch a little bit of it. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even take a break. It was so captivating. The spirit of love, of Jesus, of God, of heavens, of angels. They talked about things that I don't think the royals didn't know which direction this was. They were taken by surprise. You could see it on some of the face.
Wow. And then I go and call you 2 hours or 2.5 hours after you go to bed. Oh.
Yeah, but no, I was up. I'm actually, I was up. I was just waiting for something. I was meditating.
You were waiting for me.
Right. Right, exactly. I go, well, I'm ready either way. I'll be ready. I'm ready to go on with Ron. Let's do it. And you said, "Are you ready?"
You can go back to sleep.
No, I'll be up. I'm so charged and everything from the royal wedding. I'm telling you, with the diamonds of love and that purity. You see the purity with the grandson and the kid. They're like kids. They act like kids. So all the children surround them. The mothers, the fathers. I never seen Prince Charles has really matured. He took care of her mother. He would walk her down, take her in his arm. He'd walk down the bride. He was so happy. He just kept quiet and just beaming for his grandson, Harry, and the good things that Harry are doing for the military by being injured, like the injuries and all that. He's involved with these Invictus games, they call it, where they come together from all their injuries and everything, and they have a coming together and to put those shields down and stay and get out of war. He got to have Afghanistan to do these projects, to go to Africa and unite the children. And she's holding these babies just like Princess Diana. And I felt Diana's presence is all over me, all over me to speak about this. You know what I'm saying? I feel electrified, like chicken skin in Hawaii, Holy Spirit around the world, goosebumps if people want to get it, around the world. You know what I mean? Flowing through me that something took place that is so beyond words. but we need to keep shining that golden light, that bright light. And I believe that we experienced it at the royal wedding with Princess Harry, with Prince Harry and Princess
Markle,
Markle.
Meghan, Princess Meghan.
They call her Sparkle.
Yeah.
Wherever she goes, she sparkles. And that's what we need to do. We need to continue. You can see it on your face. We need to stay in that love and that joy and that uplifting and give people messages of unprecedented love. Diamonds of love, brother.
Okay, well, thank you. And namaste.
Aloha.
Or aloha.
Aloha, and in the rainbows for everyone around the world and the golden angels.